Okay, this is the solutions for worksheet 7172. I believe it's day 28. It's the word problems that go along with the law of sines and law of cosines. We got an airplane A, so we'll just put airplane A here, flying directly towards an airport. So here's the airport. And it's 20 miles away from the airport. The pilot notices airplane B 45 degrees to her right. So airplane B is somewhere down here. So this is 45 degrees. And airplane B is also flying directly towards the airport. So B is going also right towards the airport. So there's our triangle. The pilot of airplane B calculates that airplane A is 50 degrees to his left. So here's our left. So this is going to be 50 degrees here. And based on that information, how far is the airplane B from the airport? So we're looking for that. All right, so we've got angle, angle, side. That tells us we can simply use the law of sines. So I can take any side to the sine of the angle opposite, and that is equal to any other side equal to the sine of the angle opposite that side. So 20 is to the sine of 50 as x is to the sine of 45. Solving for x, we're just going to multiply both sides by the sine of 45. And again, remember, make sure your calculator is in degree mode if you had it in radian mode for anything else. And that's about 18.5 miles. Okay, number 3, I went ahead and just drew the triangle. It's gives us all 3 lengths. So this is a side, side, side. So we cannot use the law of sines. We have to use the law of cosines. And remember, once we find the law of once we use the law of cosines, we can go right to the law of sines to find anything else. So just label this anything you want. Doesn't really matter. Pick any angle that you want. Let's find the measure of angle A first. That means I need to start off with the 475 squared is equal to the other 2 squared and added together, minus 2 times that 401 times the 595, and that's going to be multiplied by the cosine of the angle opposite this side 475, so that's going to be the cosine of angle A. So 475 squared, that's going to be negative 289,201 equals these 2 squared, then added together. I got 514,826 minus this multiplication goes to 477,190, and that's multiplied by the cosine of A. All right, so we're going to add, or rather subtract this over, and that's going to give me, oh boy, that's my next line. Okay, so that didn't come to this. 475 squared is 225,625. Now when I subtract the 514,826 from that 22625, that's when I get the negative 289,201. And that's equal to a negative 477,190 cosine A. Dividing by that negative 477,190. We're going to get the cosine of A is equal to a positive 0.60605. Don't round this. Leave that number in your calculator. Then we're going to take the inverse cosine of both sides and find the measure of angle A to be about 52.7. All right, so that's one of them down. Now, once I have that, I don't need the law of cosines anymore. I go right to the law of sines. So I'm going to take that 52.7 is to, no, I'm not. Well, you can do it this way. The cosine, that's the angle, is to the side opposite of that, 475. And that's equal to, it doesn't matter which way these ratios are given. I've always done it where I did the length of the side is to the cosine, and that's not right either. That's the sine. We're using the law of sines. But if you flip them both, it doesn't matter. You're going to get the same result. So now let's go ahead and find angle B next. So that means I'm going to put the sine of B here, and that is to the side opposite B, which is 595. So solving this for the sine of B, that's going to equal 595 times the sine of, because I'm multiplying both sides by 595, times the sine of 52.7 over 475. And B then becomes about 85.2. I'm rounding these to the nearest tenth. And if you solve for B first instead of A, you might get a slightly different answer, within a tenth. It's just rounding error. That's all that is. Then to find the measure of angle C, I mean, actually, we should be writing these as the measure of angle. All we're going to do is take the entire triangle of 180, subtract off the sum of the other two angles, and that will give me my third angle here. And the measure of angle C is going to equal 42.1. Okay, hope that helps. And if you want, I can tell you that I will give you an extra credit point now if you do number 2. And I can give you a hint for number 2. How high is the mountain? That implies a right angle, because you're looking at how high the mountain is. So you're perpendicular to the ground. And that'll be your hint. All right, guys, hope that helps. Keep the questions coming. What is today's Thursday? Have a great weekend.